Yo, what's happening? It's Benjamin D'Souza here, Bizak with another Clizak. And this stream is just about a thought that I've been pondering over the past week, right? Week or so. As we see here on these YouTube streets, the females from the divestment community are so-called divestors. Shout out to Synthetic and Nyla and them or whatever. They've really been beating the drum hard on this divestment. Really kicking the propaganda something tough. And if you listen to what Jason Black calls the 5 steps of Nazi Germany, he lays out how Germany became a Nazi state. And one of the initial and the most, important aspects of this is propaganda. And what we see today is nothing short of a vicious propaganda push that is propagated by these females to denigrate us and put us in the most unsavory light, to basically strip us of our humanity. You know, it's kind of like, also I want to talk about this, like certain terms that they use, like nakers and knickknacks and whatnot. That's a classic military term that soldiers and Marines and other servicemen who were in combat would use to dehumanize their opposition, because if you strip away your opposition's humanity, it is easier for you to execute extreme levels of violence with extreme prejudice against them, right? It's a term that we call laying down the hate. When Big Sarge say, when we pin down and we get an eye on the tango who's putting brass on us, he say, "Hey, D'Souza, lay down the hate." I aim down my sights and I put brass on that motherfucker and lay down the hate. And that's what these females are doing. They're spreading propaganda. They're really laying down the hate real thick. Red Supreme did a stream where he was reviewing one of these divestors. And this female said that 62% of black men are sexual predators or in some way child molesters. That is such a ridiculous stat, and she said it as so matter-of-factly and gave no statistics to quantify what she said, to qualify what she said. She just said it so matter-of-factly. Think about that. By her illogic, 6 out of 10 black men she alleges to be so-called child molesters. That's crazy when you think about it. That's crazy when you think about it. It's so crazy, it's laughable. It's laughable until you say, "Oh no, her audience is they're taking her serious." Then it becomes dangerous, And this dovetails in a video that I'm gonna do called "Be as harmless as a dove, but as wise as a serpent." I'm not gonna get into that here. I'm gonna stay on this particular train of thought. Now, the school of thought over there amongst the divestors is that, I'm trying to save you black women's lives. I'm trying to save the young black females because these black men, they hate you so much that it is so dangerous to even, be in their presence. It is dangerous, and they hate you so much because you're divesting. You're divesting. You're exercising your options, and you're dating, other men of other races. Brad, Chad, Julio, Hector, um, insert Asian name or whatever. And I got to thinking about that because that's ridiculous. And that particular school of thought is really the crux of this video. And I got to thinking, right? Okay, let's say there is a segment of black men who do share that sentiment, who they are so upset, so mad, so angry that they about black females divesting and dating out, that they may be willing to cause said black females some bodily harm. Fuck it. Let's go with that. First of all, we would have to examine said man. And one would have to deduce that this particular man has put this black female on such a high pedestal that he can't live without her. And if he can't live without her, she can't live, period. I mean, you see this in your average everyday relationship where a man gets dumped by a female, or a female breaks up with him or what have you, and he is so emotionally distraught by the loss of this particular paramour that he then in fact kills her, and then possibly kills himself. Either way, his life is destroyed, even if he doesn't kill himself, because chances are he's going to spend the rest of his life in jail. He thought so less of himself that he put this woman on a damn near a god-like level. And I speak about the deification of black females in my piece that I titled Numen Calunta, which is Latin for goddess worship. Is that a problem? Yes. Now that sort of extreme of Numen Calunta, where the man kills the female and kills himself, that is the extreme. Really, how often is that happening? Really, how often will you come across a man who's willing to go to that extreme? I would venture to say not so much. You may get a brother who will look at a Keisha and a Brad walking in the mall. He might cut him a sly look or a mean look. You'll get that more often than Jamal following that particular couple back to their car outside the mall, and then up in the Thule, and then doing the dash. Like, come on, that's not even reasonable, And if those particular brothers do exist, I'm not denying that particular extreme doesn't exist. I'm not denying that at all. I'm saying, yes, these particular brothers need to be dealt with in the harshest manner. I agree with you ladies. If those particular brothers exist, and I'm not doubting that they don't, then they need to be dealt with. But am I gonna sit up here and say that all black men are like that? Absolutely not. And that's where the ridiculousness comes in, you know? Because take me for instance, right? Everybody knows if you're one of my day ones, long time listener to me, if you went through my entire catalog, binge watch my material and whatnot, you would know that I have a baby mother, right? And you would know that my baby mother turned around, and when my daughter was like 4 or 5 months old, she ended up getting pregnant by another gentleman, right? Okay, things didn't work out between her and that gentleman. Guess what? She just had another baby by a third baby daddy. So now she is a three-time loser. Three babies, three different baby daddies. You know, she conducted her. I'm not going to go into the details of, how things transpired between me and her or whatever. You know, it's already laid out here, right? You know, I use, just a side note, I use YouTube as not just a teaching mechanism to teach brothers from the wisdom that the Most High has blessed me, but also to teach brothers from my experiences, right? And it's also a form of therapy for me. Shout out to Black Ram 313 because this is therapeutic, man. But anyway, excuse me. Given all the underhanded and dastardly and foul things that she did, even to this day, if I were to get so upset, so angry, so wrathful that I would to just say fuck it and just ice her, right? First of all, I'd probably be suspect number one. Well, maybe not now. The police be checking on baby daddy number two and baby daddy number three as well. And depending on, the police reports pertaining to those three or what have you, they may be. But I'm at least be top three as far as the top suspects that the police gonna come looking for. You know what I'm saying? And I just got to thinking, why would I throw my life away just to do her something dirty like that? Why would I do that? No. On the contrary, no. I want her to live out her days. I want her to live a long life. You hear me? I'm talking about upwards of 80 years old. You know what I'm saying? Because even though, and I will admit this, hold on, let's let this bike pass real quick. Because even though I'm not fully built out as a successful man, I do have a lot of victories under my belt. And I have the confidence with every victory fuels the next victory. And I do have a plan, a real plan. Shout out to Young Thug. But anyway, all jokes aside, I do have a plan and I will see this plan through. And I will get to where my destination is, And when I get there, I will take some pleasure in watching her witness me in all of my glory. Now, that might not be the most mature thing to say, but, deep down inside, yes, I can admit there is a small slither of me who wants her to just eat it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I do. I will admit, I want her to look herself in the mirror every day and say, damn, I fucked it up. Because even today, even though I'm even though I haven't maxed out. I've accomplished a lot, but I haven't maxed out, right? Even though I haven't maxed out, this chick is steady, you know, checking my Facebook every other day, or at least a few times a week. She even went so far as to make dummy accounts on IG and send me requests, because my IG is private and shit. She even went so far as to make a duplicate account of me and follow and send, follow requests and follow people whom are on my friends list. You know what I'm saying? I gotta tell the guys like, look, that ain't me, bruh. Go ahead and report that page. So she already know that she screwed the pooch. She already know. Because what I understand about life is that karma is real. As COJ would call it, as he says it is divine judgment. And, I would rather let divine judgment handle that, because why would I throw my life away just to in a fit of rage and enact some extreme form of violence against her? Because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen. They're gonna raise her up as some sort of martyr figure, right? And it's gonna get national attention. Me being in the military, this shit is gonna go national, right? This shit would go national. They're gonna raise her up as some sort of martyr figure, right? They're not gonna go into the minutia of all the foul shit that she has done and that the foul shit that she's doing. No, they're gonna just sidestep that and just solely focus on the big angry black man. They're probably gonna get the most unsavory photo of me, and get the most demure, demure, happy-go-lucky picture of her. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna end up being the villain, and not only am I gonna be the villain, I'm gonna take a loss, and she's gonna end up being a martyr. Nah, sis. Nah. I want you to walk this down. I'm not gonna let you off that easy. You know what I'm saying? You did the crime, now you're gonna have to do the time. No, the death penalty will be too easy for you. I want you to walk all these days down. You understand me? Because the fact of the matter is, I'm too valuable and she ain't worth it. Let me say this again. I'm too valuable and she ain't worth it. Even if she had some sort of value, even if she has some sort of value in another man's eyes, in my eyes, I'm more valuable than her. You get what I'm saying, brothers? And I believe, matter of fact, not just believe, I know that there are plenty of brothers out here on their grind, on their grizzly, and they view themselves the same way. You got motherfuckers out here in medical school going to get their fucking engineering degree, becoming blue collar, tradesmen. These motherfuckers won't even so much as drink 3 beers and drive. They won't even jaywalk, because they like, shit, they not gonna smoke weed to fuck their job up. They're not even so much as gonna shoplift a pack of gum in the checkout line at Walmart. because they view themselves as too valuable. Man, look here. I done put in too much work burning the midnight oil on these finals to get these degrees, to get to where I'm at, to throw it away over some thizzot. What I look like, you know? This is the army of the willing, brother. If she wanna go, go. Ain't nobody stopping you. Ain't nobody stopping you. And one thing these divestors can't deny, they can't deny. They can sit up here and say every black man is dusty. Every black man is Glock Tavius or Walmart Tavius or whatever the fuck. They can sit up here and say that shit until the motherfucking cows come home. They know for a fact that that's not true. They work with, they go to school with, they've known black men who are on their shit. They know that there are some black men out here who are about they grind. And I know for a fact, us brothers who are on our grind, and I hate to use this term because this term's just been used so much. It's been just overused so much, but here it goes anyway. Brothers who are on their purpose, who are on their mission, they not studying you, chick. They really not. Just this weekend, right? I went to the store down the street, right? Little shop at. And I seen this sister, a dark-skinned sister, right? Long blonde yaki. She had a nice little tight little dress on too, walking right next to some Brad. And this nigga had a just a regular schmegler t-shirt on with a little picture on it, and some khaki shorts and a pair of regular tennis shoes. And they're walking to the car getting ready to go out on a date. She dressed to the nines like she going to the like she going to some upscale steakhouse, right? And he dressed like he about to go to the bar and just, drink a couple beers with the guys and shit. And it caught my attention because, I'm walking back and it caught my attention. I kind of glanced over real quick because, that's not some shit you see every day. And mind you, it was night. It was nighttime. So I looked, I said, wow, okay. That's something you don't see every day. All right. And kept it pushing and felt nothing. Felt nothing. Wasn't angry, wasn't happy. I felt nothing about it. Because she ain't mine. She don't owe me shit. Hell, black women been telling us for the past 30 years or so, that they don't owe us. So she don't owe me. Okay, fine. I don't owe you. I don't owe her shit. Just like she don't owe me shit. So what the fuck I gotta get all bent out of shape for? I'm about to go back to the crib, open up my laptop, study for these computer certs, probably play some Call of Duty, drink a couple beers, lay down, go to sleep, wake up tomorrow and go hit the gym. I ain't studying that shit. But it's sad. It's sad in a sense that you go through these divestment channels and you see some young females on there. Some young females on there, 18, 19, 20 years old, and they are just in lockstep. They are just flying monkeys. And I'm like, damn, chick, you ain't even got out the gate good. You know what I'm saying? Like you probably ain't even been in a relationship to where you got your heart broken by a dude to even be feeling this type of way. You know, you got captivated by a personality. You got swept up in the emotional fervor, and you know, women are followers by nature. So if they see a swell of females populating to a certain area, and they're speaking a certain language, they're just gonna parrot the shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad, cause a lot of these females they're already taking themselves out the game before they even get in the game. You know what I mean? Already, already, and furthermore, when you push this sort of fear mongering propaganda on women, like some of these divestors are doing. And when I mean divestors, I mean like the content creators who are doing live streams and putting up content. When you put this particular fear mongering propaganda out, and these females ingest this shit, because it's like they're blowing a whistle, right? And females, they're blowing a dog whistle, right? And females as a whole view the world completely different than how men view the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a 6 foot, 200 pound man who can kill another human being, regardless of gender, with my bare hands. You know what I'm saying? I view the world differently. The world views me differently. You know what I'm saying? I affect the environment around me differently. I have the tools and the capability to physically alter the environment around me swiftly. You understand? Within just like that. Women don't have that same capability. They just don't. They don't. Call it, sexual dimorphism, you know, call it evolution, whatever you want to call it. It just is what it is. You understand? So when you pump these females' heads up with this propaganda, and you put this fear in their heart, they might go out and they might come across a brother and they might jump the gun. You know what I'm saying? And get themselves in some shit. But as far as these divesting content creators are concerned, it's all gravy for them. Because let's say a sister who's listening to this shit and is on some paranoid shit, and she go out and she's a little bit too aggressive with a brother who really wasn't thinking about her in the first place, who wasn't bothering her or stunning her anyway. And then that particular brother responds in a manner that puts this sister in a bad stead, lands her in the hospital, or God forbid, land her somewhere up in the morgue. Then the divestor's gonna take that story and run with it and come back and say, see, I told you, Tyrone, Glocktavius, Walmart Tavius, they're this, they're that. You know the reason why I used the Predator avatar? Cause I'm kind of that's my favorite universe as far as sci-fi is concerned. And it's been that way for a long time, since I was a kid. But the Yaochuan, they're not, that's what the humans called them, but they call themselves Yaochuan. But anyway, I don't want to nerd out on y'all. But anyway, the predators went to different planets and they hunted different species of existence. And they only hunted the most dangerous and deadliest of game. They only did that. And let's say if you watch Predator 2, they never killed an innocent person. Only if you posed a threat did they up that shoulder cannon or that wrist gauntlet. It's the only time they did it. You know? Like in, I believe it was what? Predator 2? Or it might have been Predator 1. It might have been the first Predator. When the Predator grabbed the lady by the throat and he lifted her up and he used his infrared and he seen that there was a second heartbeat in her stomach. She was pregnant. And he dropped and let her go. That's why I use that avatar. You know? Kind of a spoiler alert, but it's like it's being harmless as a dove but wise as a serpent. Now I know the Yaochuan aren't so harmless, but you get my point, you know. And I think it's very irresponsible of these divestors to put out this particular fear mongering propaganda, because I know that there are going to be some females who are going to let this shit get in their head. They're going to jump the gun and they're going to get themselves in some shit. They're going to get themselves in some shit. And it's unfortunate. Only if these younger ladies who listen, who ingest this divestment content, fully understood the harm that their favorite divestment content creator is doing to them. You know what I'm saying? Only if they understood. You know, it's kind of like you know, young kids listening to a very intense gangster rapper, right? Who talks about all this, you know, debaucherous behavior, selling drugs, doing drugs, killing people, fucking bitches, living a wild life, right? They not really living like that, but the young impressionable person internalizes that music and they actually try to live that shit out. You know? And it's unfortunate. Because, you know, some of these I mean, let's just be honest. White men ain't checking for y'all like that. Really no other race of man is checking for y'all like that. Let's just be honest. They really not. Y'all really ain't got no choice but to fuck with us. And if you got this shit in your mind, you walk around with it in your spirit, you might miss your blessing. You might walk past or come in contact with a brother who is on an upward trajectory, or he may already be where you want to be, or where you envision your husband to be, but you automatically look at him and dismiss him. Oh, that nigga just dusty. That nigga just that's just a dusty. Okay, you know. Okay, I guess. But yeah, man, that's all I got. I kind of dragged this video getting kind of long, man, but I just wanted to drop that thick gizzle, you know what I'm saying, on y'all real quick. You know, that thick game, you know, get up on that.